Hey guys, thanks for watching my tiny cooking channel. This is Julie again, and today we are doing minestrone soup, which I love. I don't know, I think I just love all the things that I cook, but I used to make this a lot when my kids were younger. And I lived near them, and at that time, two of my children were completely vegan and one was vegetarian. So I had to learn how to convert things or how to do recipes that were vegan or vegetarian or plant based overall. And so now one is still plant based, the other two are not anymore, I don't think. But let's try to stick with that. So preheated the pan here. I pre-chopped today, so save a little time on the video so it's not so long. Toss in the onions and the celery into the preheated pan. And I had some olive oil that for a previous recipe I had infused with cloves of garlic. So I grated the garlic in the olive oil. I let that sit for a while. I put some basil, oregano, and thyme in there. And I used that for a different recipe from my caprese cheese bread recipe. So I had this left over. And so I just added herbs to it and used that as the oil for the onions and celery and garlic for the minestrone soup. So that's a handy way that you can reuse stuff like that. You can also use the infused oil for like light steamed asparagus, dip it in there or toss it in the asparagus. So then I was gonna demonstrate a can opener that I have, but it was a fail because the battery had died. So I just cut that out. You just push the button and it just opens the can by itself, but the battery died, so I cut that out. So I put the garbanzo beans and the green beans, including their liquid, in together here a second ago, and then I put in the diced tomatoes, all of that stuff mixed together. And I love the cubes of Knorr vegetable bouillon. They are fantastic. I've used them for, gosh, I think, I don't know, years, 10 years at least. And they're completely plant based. And so I put 1 cube in there, added some more water. Typically, it's going to be 1 cube per 2 cups of water for a broth. And I just kind of wing it by taste. So I make a lot of mistakes in my recipes because many things I do just wing it by taste. And so when I'm trying to do these measurements, I get messed up and and then fail. But anyway, so then I've got some fresh thyme and basil and oregano, salt and pepper, which we're putting in at this stage. And all of those flavors kind of mingled together in those juices. Through the course of it cooking, then I just grab a little water from the kettle, since I've always got that kettle of hot water going on the stove. And I just toss a little more in, a little more in. And I've made this before and used too much tomato sauce and didn't like it. So now I always just splash in as I taste throughout the recipe. I splash in a little more tomato sauce, a little more tomato sauce until it ends up being the way I like it. And then I just kind of stab the vegetables throughout the process to see if they're getting soft enough yet to put in the softer vegetables like the parsley and the zucchini, and the spinach goes at this very end in this case because it's like instant is spinach. And now we're going to put in the zucchini because we reached that point that the other veggies are done enough that the zucchini can go in there. These recipes are kind of really coming out in my favor because the other day I was working and I work graveyard. I get off work at 5:30 in the morning. And my husband was up and he watched one of my recipes and made lunch with one of my recipes from my YouTube channel. It was so awesome. He did just perfect. And I was like, hey, pay up. So we've added the parsley because we reached the point that it's almost done. And I like to keep a shot glass nearby because then I can just take a little bit of that broth and let it cool a little and get a taste and make sure that it's got enough salt, enough pepper, enough tomatoey flavor. I usually always add enough herbs, but who knows? Maybe I want to add more. I kind of over herb it because I really love my fresh herbs. I just I can't do dried herbs anymore because I'm so spoiled by fresh herbs year round. So now we've reached the point that it's basically done because you're not going to put the spinach in until it's done. I don't even chop it because it just shrivels down perfectly and mixes through everything. And you don't even have to cut it up. It's just perfect as is. So now I decided, yep, I need the whole can of tomato sauce. So I put the rest of the tomato sauce in there. Always give it a smell as you go through and make sure that that's that smell that you're going for. And also it's just a happy feeling to get a good smell of it as it's cooking. So now just those last couple seconds, one last taster up, tastes perfect. Also, if you like these videos, click the like button. It really helps me out. Or subscribe. I've got a couple of subscribers, like 14. It's just like a YouTube channel embryo. This is my compost bucket. So I saved the compost, and my sister got me this awesome stainless steel compost bucket. It's got a carbon fiber on the top of it, so it doesn't make your kitchen stinky. And then I toss that out in my larger 5-gallon bucket out in the backyard every now and then. I add water to that, and it makes a fertilizer tea, which I pour onto my plants, and they love it. So now we are done with the minestrone soup. Just going to serve it up into a nice clear bowl so you can kind of see how awesome it is. I love how it's just loaded with vegetables, and no matter who's coming over, everybody will eat it, even if they're vegan. Thanks for watching.